all started about a month ago. I didn't expect this to happen. I was just browsing the internet and I saw an ad for an Optimus Prime on eBay from my childhood, the G1. And when I picked it up, I knew that I had the bug, the disease, the collecting disease. And I don't think there's any cure for it. This guy's what started it. Picked him up on eBay. It was actually straight from China. And it's a reproduction. And I was enamored by it. It just brought back a flood of childhood memories of owning him. The trauma of breaking his leg and trying to glue it to the realization that I was never going to be able to have him back to his original form. But I never let go of that feeling of having Optimus Prime in my hands. And having this guy once again was just a great experience. But then I started watching these YouTube videos of other people having these Optimus Primes and how many different variations. I thought maybe there was half a dozen to a dozen variations of Optimus Prime. I just never knew that there were dozens and dozens of variations of Optimus Prime G1 original toy model. And of course I had to go down the rabbit hole. And then I discovered Missing Link. And as you can tell, he's the one on the right. And Missing Link was just a game changer. I could not believe the articulation that they got out of the original G1 toy. I mean, just look at this thing. He's got an ab crunch. His feet are able to bend and twist in a manner that the original just could never do. I mean, even being able to lean forward. Something that I just didn't even think that was possible from a G1 original Transformers toy, let alone Optimus Prime. Because as you recall, the way that he stood, it was just so very upright, very straight. You know, very rigid, but limited on what he could do. And then to have Missing Link, and I was late to the game, just didn't even know that anything like this existed. And I give credit to Hasbro and Takara for bringing out these molds and keeping this going and redesigning this thing to what we have today. And you know what? I will never get rid of this guy, that's for sure. But then I started noticing that there was on AliExpress and eBay, they were showing this other version, this KO of Optimus Prime Missing Link. And then I saw that, hey, he's got a lot of diecast. People were saying that this guy is really heavy. So I decided to order him direct from China. It was about $65 shipped. And I'll tell you, worth every penny. There is just no comparison. I have to say that this actually brought a little tear to my eye. This got my eyes watering. Missing Link got my eyes watering. But this Optimus Warrior, as silly as it sounds, was just so incredibly awesome when I held him for the first time. I mean, you've got to realize it's pretty much everything Missing Link is, except just about every component is die-cast. I mean, everything is die-cast. Other than his blaster and maybe a couple pieces here and there, You can see down inside here, that might be plastic, but this right here, this is metal. This is die-cast. This is die-cast. Legs are die-cast. 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 I mean, they went all out with this thing, and the heft and the feel is just incredible. I mean, it's the way that I would have loved to have experienced Optimus Prime as a kid. And if something like this had been around in the 80s, I mean, every kid would have opted for this one over the regular Optimus Prime, because he would have been the ultimate. I wish that after the movie had come out, I wish that first off they didn't kill him off in the movie, that they would have released something like this. That would have been a smart move. You know, have the movie and then release this new die-cast version. If only they could have come out with something like this. I have to say that as much as I love Missing Link, and as cool as Missing Link is, Optimus Warrior, as silly as it sounds, is just the best iteration of Optimus Prime G1 toy ever made. I'm safe to say that I don't think there's any other version out there that comes close to this guy. You know, the box is silly. When you look at it, it's funny. I was originally just going to throw this box away, but it was just so hilarious. You know, the time and effort that went into making this, all the R&D went into this guy. Nothing went into the box, because they didn't even hire a translator for this. But when you look at it, transforming robots are very good toys that everyone loves to play with. As silly as it sounds, it is a very true statement, isn't it? Lays morph together. They can't even get the word let's, but transforming robots are very good toys. Transforming mechs. I mean, this box is ridiculous, but it's so cool that I've got to keep it. I mean, how could you not? I mean, this is just hilarious. It's robot. I mean, deformation. Not transformation, deformation. And obviously they had to do this because they didn't want to infringe too much on copyright. Now, with that said, when this came in, it did not have the sticker. So I got one of those UV stickers and placed that there. I also placed a sticker on his blaster to kind of mimic the sticker that's on some of the special edition models on the blaster as well. But everything else about this is just high quality. I mean, I'm not going to focus at all on the trailer. I'm not going to even bring it out. You've seen one trailer, you've seen them all, but this is unique. You've got to pick one up. If you guys are even remotely a Transformers fan, if you're a Zennial that grew up in the 80s and you had these toys as a kid, this is the one to get. I mean, this is the adult version for people that remember him as this, but want something a little more premium. I mean, it's everything that this guy was, but then goes and takes it beyond. I mean, words can't describe how incredible this particular one is. I mean, I really have no fault for this. I can't really find anything wrong with him except for one kind of I would say an engineering flaw, design flaw. I would say it's a design flaw. They didn't think this through. But the only problem that this has, the only thing this cannot do that the original Missing Link can do is, as you notice on Missing Link, you can push both feet forward to do a lean, okay? And that is a feature that was intended, I think, even for Optimus Warrior, because you can do it on the right foot, but you can't do it on the left foot. It will not go up. And I thought maybe mine was defective, but then I took apart the leg and I found out that they integrated this peg here so that it will connect to the other side. This peg is actually part of this foot heel system, and it cannot move. It prevents the foot from articulating upward because it prevents the heel from doing what it's supposed to be able to do. And unfortunately, that's I don't know why that happened, how that got past the design engineers. They should have just made it part of the metal casing instead of part of this section here. If they would have just made it part of this, kept it separate from this heel, it would have been fine. You would have been able to do that. But other than that, everything else about this is identical. I mean, you can twist his legs and pivot them out in angles that G1 could never do before. And the back of it is also very G1-esque, as you can see. Looking at my reproduction, which mimics the original 84 or possibly the Diaclone version, the only thing that's different is this shape right here. They didn't need that. They instead of this plastic bulge coming out, you've got this metal integrated component, and it allows for being able to connect a stand to the back to be able to pose him. Now, another cool thing is obviously this particular one is going to have the matrix in it, and you can't actually put this in the G1. I tried, because there's tabs that are in part of the chrome component that won't allow you to go into a G1. But it is interchangeable with any of the other G1s that do have the matrix. So, I mean, this thing is just amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Some differences, too, is you'll notice that on the original Optimus Prime and on the missing link, you remember that his windshield is actually a little bit tinted. So on the OG Optimus Prime, the windshield is actually yellow, and you can see that yellow right here. See, this is very yellow. And then on Missing Link, it's kind of like a shade of tint. It's a little bit hazy. It's more like a yellowish gray, I would say. But there is a tint to it, where on the KO, it's just transparent. And I'm okay with that. That's fine. It allows you to look into his chest a little bit clearer. And the cool thing is, if you wanted to, you could probably put some blue lenses behind here if you wanted to have the animation look, and then paint his eyes blue or change out the head if you wanted to. It also did not come with the rub sticker. That was something I added on Toy Hacks. Thank you. That was a nice little add-on I did there. But other than that, these pretty much bone stock. I didn't actually have to go through this model and do any of the usual tweaks that I have to do. When I got this guy, I had to literally take him completely apart and redo all the joints. I mean, you'll see this is not stock. I had to hack this and modify this to allow for the shoulder blades to have some resistance, because they were just flopping around right out of the box. You know, obviously being a KO, and I don't expect perfection, but it was already flopping, and I hadn't even posed the toy yet. So there was a lot of things I had to do to stiffen them up. using the nail polish tricks and whatnot, and he's great now. But Optimus Warrior, out of the box, it's stiff, and then you've got ratcheting in the right places. Now his arms don't necessarily ratchet, but the I believe the up and down does. The up down the elbow right here is got a ratchet. And then of course his legs back here, they got rid of that sort of tooth ratcheting system, and they just made it stiffened up. And it honestly is not a problem. You don't run into an issue with his legs flopping around. It's just the right amount of resistance, and it's so far staying consistent. It's not getting any looser the more I pose it, at least not yet. But this is great. I have to say, if you guys don't have this version, even if you have Missing Link, you've got to pick this guy up. In a separate video, I'll transform him and show you his truck mode, but you've seen one truck mode, you've seen them all. Other than his legs snapping together and the truck mode being a little bit tighter, actually, it's pretty much the same as any other G1 toy Optimus Prime truck mode. But yeah, just check him out for $60-70, worth every penny. You do get a trailer with him, and the trailer is complete, and it also has firing missiles and whatnot. So it's not the US safety version of him. You do at least get that, and you also, as you notice, you get the long smokestacks, but you also got that on Missing Link as well. But you know that some models don't come with the longer smokestacks because, I don't know, you might poke your eye out. But not so much a problem anymore, because they know that these are designed for adults. The adults that are still playing with toys like kids. So with that said, pick this guy up. You won't regret it. He's worth every penny. The fit and finish is awesome. The paint color, it's not spot on, but it's consistent. Being that everything is die-cast, you don't have the color changes of some of the other Optimuses, especially the original. You know, even though that this is a KO, the original had the same issue where the color of the die-cast components would be different from the plastic. As you can see, this red is a little bit brighter than this darker plastic. Well, on Optimus Warrior, it's the same color throughout because it's all die-cast. So it's all painted the same one color. And it is painted beautifully. And even the details in his arm, the where it used to be a decal, it's now three-dimensional component that's painted, and it just gives it that premium feel, premium look. It's even, they use a lot of metallic paints. The chrome is really shiny. It's spot on. I also noticed that, like on Missing Link, the legs don't have that hollow look to them. They're not fragile like that. So they're solid all the way through, or at least they're two halves put together to appear to be solid. So it's not unsightly other than one screw. But yeah, this is just absolutely amazing for the money. Pick this guy up. You won't regret it. And happy collecting. I'll leave it at that.